Hello, this is Javier and today I'll be showing you how to make one of my signature cakes, the Pandan Hot Milk Cake. So this is one of my favorite cake, taking inspiration from both the East and the West. So the Western element here will be of course hot milk. The Eastern part of this recipe utilizes pandan as well as coconut, and it's a very fragrant cake, definitely one of my favorite, and it's extremely easy to make. So let's get started. So to prepare for the hot butter milk mixture, what you want to do is to put the unsalted butter, and if you want to melt it faster, you can chop it up slightly. Combine that with the coconut milk as well as the milk. Heat it up together at medium-low heat. So you'll do so until the butter has completely melted, and make sure to stir so that all three of them will form a mixture of a single consistency. So now that you have prepared the hot milk butter mixture, you are going to set it aside, and then after which we are going to start whisking the 2 eggs along with our pandan extract, vanilla essence, and of course our sugar. So this is our egg mixture. Your milk butter mixture should have cooked very slightly, but just make sure that it's not too hot. So now you can pour in your hot milk butter mixture into the egg mixture, and make sure to keep whisking along the way because you do not want your eggs to be scrambled. That will help the incorporation, and at the same time it also ensures that you dissipate and spread out the heat so that your eggs will not cook. Now that you are done with this step, you can add in your sifted flour as well as baking powder, so make sure to sift it in. I'm going to whisk it all together because this cake comes together quite easily. Just make sure to whisk it fast and stop once the dry ingredients are incorporated so that you won't over mix and give that gluey dense mixture. This happens when you overwork the flour too much. So finally, the next step will be to of course bake it. So I'll bake it at 160 degrees for 20 minutes. This to help the baking process, and the last 10 minutes you can amp up your oven to 180 degrees. So if you want this brown top, make sure to of course amp up the temperature very slightly towards the end so that it doesn't overcook but at the same time give you the brownness that you are looking for. So just going to go through 3 commonly asked questions for this recipe. So the first one will be, can I use other flour such as self-raising flour as well as cake flour? The answer is yes. If you're using self-raising flour, you can omit the baking powder, and if you're using cake flour, yes, sure, it will give a softer cake texture. The second question would be, can I use coconut cream? The answer will be no. So coconut cream is much richer in fat as compared to coconut milk, so your cake will end up being slightly more dense. It will leave an oily residue or taste in the mouth, and we do not want that. And finally, the third question is, why must I use half and half milk, right? You know, half coconut milk and half milk. Can I just use all coconut milk? Okay, the answer here is again no. Because what happens is that if you have too much coconut milk, the same thing will happen with the coconut cream. It's just that the coconut cream, if there's too much fats in this cake, what happens is that the cake will be really dense and you leave an oily residue and taste, which is again what we don't want. And finally, just in case, apart from these 3 questions, just in case, if you want to reduce your sugar level, make sure to start at maybe 120 grams instead of 150 grams and slowly decrease from there to 100 grams and so on. So the sugar is important in this recipe to help to sustain the texture, the height and texture of the cake. So what happens is that if you reduce too much of the sugar, it might affect the height as well as the texture of the cake, such that the cake will be shorter. Of course, you can also use the homemade blended pandan, but make sure to read the instructions on how to go about it. But basically, you'll be letting the mixture sit overnight and taking the most concentrated bottom layer and using about twice to thrice the normal amount. Of course, you can also use green coloring if needed. With that, thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section or just DM or just drop me a message on any of my social media platforms. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible, and I hope you enjoy your cake. Bye!